Well, we'll get right into it with the amazing Emma Von Zombie.
Hi, guys.
There she is. What's going on, girl? It's been a long time.
I know. It's been too long.
I miss all of you guys up there.
Well, you haven't been. And is that a Basement of the Dead shirt I see?
It is.
What
I'm
repping.
representing. For those of you who don't know, Emma is a part of the Basement of the Dead crew, but I don't think you're there anymore.
I know.
You're
No,
at
I miss my
Disturbia.
home away from home is no longer my home away from home. I got a second home. It's closer to my home. So.
But it's still part of the Basement of the Dead umbrella.
I know, and I miss it.
So it's not all bad.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that in a second. Because I want to talk about you and what you've been up to lately.
So besides starting at their new location that the owners of Basement of the Dead have bought out, Disturbia Haunted House, that's now out of Downers Grove, Illinois. So I've been there going on my second year now. Finally got the makeup room of my dreams. It's huge, it's large, it's in charge, it's everything. It kind of looks like a tattoo studio right now, the way we did it up. So we coated the floor and like there's LED lights in there. Like you could film TikToks in there. Like that's how cool it looks, which I have filmed a lot of TikToks in there. So besides that, I've been doing some costume concepts. I built a whole new character, no longer a clown, doing all that fun stuff. And I love my new character. She's a step towards what I originally came in and started haunting with. Is kind of just like this very creepy, methodical, very feminine character, and I love her. So she's become a staple.
Let's talk about Zoe for a second.
That woman. Okay.
Because Zoe, is iconic.
I actually got the wig right here.
If you are a haunt enthusiast in the Chicagoland area, Fluffy, Sharky, and Zoe. Like those are like the top three that you know.
Well, then there was Sugar Daddy too, but he's
Sugar Daddy. Oh God, Sugar Daddy.
Long live Sugar Daddy.
Yes. Where does Zoe come from? How did Zoe come to be Zoe?
So real talk, I was super embarrassed of not my inspiration from it, but I did take a lot of inspiration from Tessa Zombie, who was out of Texas, I think Houston, Texas. I can't remember the name of the haunt. It was creepy something. And she actually had like a big character of a clown with a lot of bows in their hair. And I was like, oh my God, I love that concept. So it was for a charity event that I kind of redid that makeup, came down, and then Jason's like, you're going to be outside. And I was like, shit. I was like, I got to do this makeup on all the time now. So then once my first go at it, I started to change it and alter it, and it ended up just becoming a 7-year-old giant, tall, immature version of myself. So that's what it just turned into.
Well, she's always been more than just the makeup and the costume and the boots. When you get out there, I've seen you work firsthand. You and I worked together many a nights. I'm going to be honest with you. It's almost exhausting watching you. Like,
I have heard that. A lot. It definitely takes a lot of stamina, a lot of energy, and a lot of pre-workout before going out there. So.
Well, and on top of that, you are in the makeup room for 2.5, 3 hours prior to.
Yeah. Doing everybody else's makeup. But then that warms me up for my own thing. So I'm watching everybody else get like hyped up. They're all getting in their zone. And that's kind of like when you get off your regular day job or regular school and you come into this environment, you have to kind of change and alter to what everything that society and normie society doesn't want you to be. You can put yourself aside. It's basically improv. It's doing everything that you love, involving scare acting, every scary movie that you've seen, every inspiration that you've seen of creepiness factors, and taking that and allowing you to live in that environment. And I see these kids like sit there and they're kind of like just talking about their day, and then they'll start to giggle and laugh and like talk in their character voice. And sometimes it's like, all right, chill, like you're not even like out there yet. Save your energy. But I'll watch them like kind of change into that. And I was like, it's so much fun to watch them like alter from regular normal life into this actor life. So it's very fun. It's very interesting. It's freeing almost. So
now, Basement of the Dead, they have a very unique atmosphere, and
yes.
they're I want to say one of the first ones to kind of do it. And there's a lot of other places that have adapted it, but very few do it as well as Basement of the Dead, to the point when people leave the attraction, they don't leave. They hang out. They stay there. They stay in the queue lines. They stay up in the parking garage. I mean, they stay and they party and they hang out. Now, with that being said, I've been with you on some crazy nights. We've lit the queue line on fire before. We've ate crickets before. We've done a lot of stuff. But what is one of your favorite nights at Basement of the Dead?
I would say it's those crazy nights where we're having to go through and kind of pump the kids up. There's a certain energy that you feel on either a really powerful like Friday or a Saturday. I feel like those are the two most like powerful nights. Like Thursday, you're kind of getting into the motions of everything. Friday, you know what you did last night, so now you're going to do it better tonight. Saturday, everybody's up on their game. And it seems like when you walk through and these kids are getting a lot of good scares, and the crowd is really responsive to being, entertained, and they're not like, nobody's like reacting as poorly or like, being standoffish, but it's the hype of the music, the environment, making everything feel like a giant Halloween party every single night is I feel like it just pumps everybody up. It gets everybody in the mood, in that nostalgic feeling of, going to a Halloween party for every single weekend. And it's not even the scares. It's just more entertaining. It's hearing those chainsaws go. It's hearing all the pop scares go off. It's hearing all the air cannons go off. It's seeing girls go like like that, and like the boyfriend's like jumping also as well while they like, grasp their chest, and I just think it's so much fun. So it's the hype of the air.
Now, with your makeup,
mm-hmm.
you have absolutely like unmatched skill, in my opinion, when it comes to makeup and stuff. Like, you are insanely talented. And I remember times sitting in your chair and I was just like, whatever, to do whatever you're feeling. And it, just every single time, just nails it. Every time a person's come sit in your chair, you nail it every single time. How do you come up with these concepts and techniques and all these things that you do in a very, very small amount of time?
Well, how I started off was I was actually going to school to learn more biology and anatomy. I kind of took a lot of intro to nursing classes because I wanted to do, what was it? Anatomy, like drawing for anatomy textbooks. I can't remember what it's called. There's a title for it. So I just learned a lot of like the facial structures, the bone structures, knowing where to contour, knowing where to highlight, and then just kind of taking the classic monster. And I always loved zombies. So always went off of that for reference. I use zombie for literally every single reference. If it's a clown, I still hollow out the same way. You just add more color on top of it. We're just doing ghoulish makeup, still zombie. You're still hollowing out the same cheekbones, the same facial structure. So it's like there's a pattern to it every single time. But then after, networking with so many more makeup artists that are in this industry, I'm learning so many tips and tricks, especially from like Michael Green at Pro Air. He is amazing. I learned a lot of tips and tricks from him. Did a lot of understudying under Kyle Vest. A lot of tips that I've learned from David Bronner from Little Spiders Creations. So, and Alejo from Laurel Haunted House. So,
So, what are some of your favorite makeups you've done?
um, I would say, man, there's one recent one where I call him my piggy. He's just like my little six titty piggy. And he was actually, that style was inspired by, oh, what is his name? I can't remember. It's that massacre. Oh, it'll come to me. But he actually did the original six titty on this really big guy, and we ended up just making it his character as well. So he's just this big boy with six titties, and we find it really funny. So doing like the body makeup is probably my top favorite right now of doing. So I'm definitely wanting to expand more than just the face. I also like doing bug creations on people's faces, kind of making them look like little arachnids with a bunch of eyes. And then the tryptophobia makeup with a lot of holes in it. So I like making the skin looks like it's like stretched out. So
Now, if it wasn't enough that you're a talented actress and you're a talented makeup artist, you are also a talented, I don't know what's the word for it, costumier.
yeah. Yeah, sure. Costume designer or whatever, costumier,
Yeah.
like that.
You have just an absolute incredible array. I mean, it's almost like every time I see you post something during haunt season, you're almost in like a different costume. You have off-season night costumes. You have, I mean, just it's a mind-blowing how many costumes that your character
I have a whole
will
little
wear.
display right here of like all of my
But
all of my things.
it's just not your character. You do it for other people as well.
Yes. Yeah, I try and help people out with their concepts as much as possible. If they come up to me, they're like, "Hey, I have an idea. How does this sound to you?" And I'll be like, "Well, you know what? That kind of reminds me of this inspiration." I said, like taken from this movie, or I'll send them a lot of Pinterest links. I'll be like, does this kind of look like what you're imagining? And it's just kind of working with kids and bringing something to life. And it's like, okay, I kind of know the tones and the textures that you want to add in. So it's coming up with a color palette first, and then a rough outline design like that you can see in your head. So I like drawing up a lot of the shadow figures of these outlines for costumes, and then it's like unless I see something in my head beforehand, otherwise I won't really be like inspiration. I don't know, Tim Burton, or like Dark Crystal is a lot of inspiration for like the style and the design that I like to use. So
Dark Crystal, that's a throwback.
yeah, right.
I haven't heard that in so long. Now I want to watch Dark Crystal. Like, you want to talk about a freaky movie. Like
Right.
when you watch it as a kid, you're like, "Oh, this is kind of cool, blah blah blah." When you watch it as an adult, you're like, "This is this is horrendous. Like, this is like children are watching this. Like, what is going on?"
Jim Henson had a lot of weird things in that little creative mind he had. Uh, what is it? Labyrinth. Labyrinth also
Yeah,
also had some like really weird creatures to it, like
Labyrinth
uh,
had some really
Hoggith.
crazy undertones to it.
What was it? Hogarth, the Gremlin guy.
Yeah.
He freaked me out. He freaked me out so bad.
So again, to add to your resume, there's more. Of course, there's more.
More.
There's set designing and painting and
Oh yeah.
3D painting and um I mean the list goes on, and that's just things that I know of. Like, I'm sure there's a plethora of other things that you got going on. But tell us some about your set designing and your painting and things like that for that.
Well, I definitely haven't done too much set designing since COVID, because I kind of had to get a full-time job. So I have my my normal job now. So but definitely prior to COVID, I was working very closely with Senecers and Legendary Escape Games and Basement of the Dead. We were constantly doing resets on the inside of Basement as I was helping a lot and trying to learn the techniques of like the 3D blacklight art. So working a lot with wildfire paint, working a lot with Pittsburgh paints, airbrushing, using Stuart Smith as a huge inspiration for a lot of set designing, because I love the Stewartism design. I'd love to incorporate that in with anything. I still have yet to meet him. So I was very sad that I didn't get to go to Fear Expo, this latest one, because I wanted to make a trip out there, but the timing did not pan out right.
Yeah, he was down there. He was Joe was down there. A lot of Little Spider was down there. Michael Green was down there. I mean, everybody was down there.
I know.
It was a lot of fun. We'll get you out. You
I know.
next time you want to go, you let me know. I'll take care of you. We'll get you out there. But you gotta bring that hunk of a wrestler boyfriend of yours.
Oh, that guy?
That's no, you have to. There's no that guy. He's gotta come. Is
You know
Tom
what?
there?
It happened to be around the same time as his birthday. So the recent expo that fell was around the same time as his birthday. So
Is Tom
yeah.
there?
He's in. I think he's in the tub. I think
Okay.
he's drowning.
We would have thrown him a birthday party if he would have came. So, anyways, now for the tough questions. Here we go.
I don't like tough.
If you had to pick one of these skills that you have, that's the only one you can do. All the rest of them have to go away. But you can do it 24/7, get paid millions of dollars for it, and just have fun doing it. What would it be?
Makeup. That's it.
Really? Makeup?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
You want the real answer?
Yeah, of course.
I'm getting too old.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm getting too old to be getting all gussied up and all dressed up and then going out there and breaking my back for hours on end. Like it's starting to take a toll. So that's the real answer. I love set design, but I also like to breathe as well. So using a lot of the overspray of the paint definitely started to mess with my sinuses a whole lot. But makeup, no problem. Keep them coming. I'll just let me have them all day. Just in between, like I need little hand massages. That's it. That's all I require. But
well, I mean, I've been in plenty of makeup rooms in my day, and those aren't the best on the sinuses either.
you know what? That's fine.
That's fine. Still taking
It's
it.
just a little bit, and plus, like Pro Air and Endura all smell like perfume, so I'd rather smell that than the smell of aerosol or spray paint any day.
So, what does the future look like for Emma Von Zombie?
I'm trying to span out as far as going and doing more body painting for either contests, trying to work with bigger canvases, and doing a lot more photo shoots with characters, being more behind the scenes as like helping other people who want to get themselves out there to get them prepped or more exposure. I definitely want to help more people out in growing their concepts and their characters, and in turn kind of grow myself as well.
So, tell everybody, where can we find Emma Von Zombie physically on the webs? If somebody wants to book you, how do they get a hold of you? Tell us where to find you.
Well, I do respond to my emails. I have EmmaVonZombie666@yahoo.com. The Facebook page that I do have up is Emma Von Zombie with an umlaut O. So That's just the one that I post all my regular stuff on. Um, Also through my regular Facebook is Emma F. and Johnson. That's my personal page where I usually just do a lot of my, shit posting, whatever. But my Emma Von Zombie page, you can get a hold of me on either or, and also Instagram where it's also Emma Von Zombie. So.
What about this TikTok page of yours?
Oh yeah, my TikTok. Um, that I can also respond over to, but I feel like it's less informal, and that's kind of just for whatever. TikTok's kind of dying on me.
Yeah, but people can see where you're up to, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And where are you gonna be at come October?
I am still going to be at Disturbia. So uh, I am considering for the MHC tour, which are you possibly going to be coming to MHC?
I will not be at MHC this year. I have other obligations I have to take care of that weekend, which is a bummer.
Steve.
I got old too, okay? I
Steve.
have things I gotta do.
We haven't seen you in forever.
I know I'm gonna make a trip up there. I promise you soon. I haven't I haven't because just like you, I got old too and I got off the road. My knees
You got
don't
old
work
knees.
anymore. That's what I'm actually gonna be talking to Joe with about next because my knees are shot from 10 years of sledding around on the ground.
You
And,
don't say.
yeah. And believe it or not, it's everybody thought the fire was gonna be the one that got me, and it was like, no, it definitely was the sliding. So
Them slidings.
yeah, I can't do it anymore. I cannot. I remember the days when you'd get done with the show and everybody's like, "Oh, we're going to go party. We're going to go hit the Waffle House. We're going to go do this. We're going to do that." And now I'm just like, I'm going to go take a nap and I'm going to die a little bit cuz I want to go back to a bed. I'm so tired. It's weird. It's strange.
I'm gonna
The
go pop
body is
a couple
willing.
muscle relaxers and pass out.
Like I really want to go. Like I miss it, but like my joints don't. So
But you don't have to be sliding around at MHC. You can still come out to Chicago.
yeah, I know. I promise you I will make a trip out there sooner than later.
Okay,
Um,
other obligations.
I'm gonna come see you guys soon. I promise you. Very, very soon.
Okay.
All right. Emma, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. You are a rock star. I love you to death. I love all of you guys up there in the basement of the dead umbrella out there. So next time you see everybody, you send them my love.
Well, you haven't even been to Disturbia yet, so you got to come there
The
too.
last time, believe it or not, the last time I was at basement for the weekend, um, I was supposed to go to Disturbia, but then Jason wouldn't let me. Jason was like, "No, you have to stay at basement." I was like, "Oh, all right."
What does he like own you or something? Come on, just go.
For that weekend, he did. That's just how that went. So
It's technically the same owner, so you just be like, "Oh, I got
no,
confused. Oops, went to the wrong place."
I missed it by that much. So, but thank you again so much for being on the show. We'll get you out to Fear Expo. I promise you. We'll figure it out. I will come see you up in Chicago. I promise you. It's gonna
Okay.
happen sooner than later. You're not that far away from me. Cleveland's not that far too. You and Tom can come up and visit me.
I've never been to Ohio.
Well, I mean, Sandusky, where Cedar Point's at, that's cool.
That's the only thing I've heard.
All right, Emma, I'll let you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, I think we lost Tayen though. Hold on. Now I gotta. There we go.